The Modernist period lasted from the beginning of the 20th century until the 1960s. It can be considered to be one of the greatest literary periods in the history of the world. Most believe it was forged in the bitter heartaches of the First World War, and this massive confrontation involved almost every power in Europe, as well as the United States. The death toll and brutal nature of this war left the world shell-shocked and plunged them into a new way of thinking. Modernism created a view of solitude among the individual. The lone hero or narrator was often left without a companion or friend. Many believe this element sympathized with those who experienced loss in the Great World Wars. You can imagine the feeling of solitude you receive when your family is torn apart by war and death. Simply put, modernism broke away from the traditional ways of life. The calmness of the Victorian era was replaced by an era that never settled down. At the turn of the century, the literacy rate among the common people increases. With more people reading and writing, there is a great pool of literary works for people to choose from. This creates a separation between high art and low art, or good works from the bad. With such a connected population, ideas and opinions spread like wildfire. With all the literature floating around, people now had more freedom in what they read. As the gap between author and consumer closed, the pedestal that elite writers of the Victorian age once stood on was taken out from under them. The lowly now openly critiqued the works of the elite. It is thought that the genesis of every major movement of the 1900s could be traced back to the modern writers. For example, with such an informed population, people came to realize how idiotic racial inequality was. In regards to poems, poets in the modern times focused more on the essence of ideas and emotion. Many poets were unpublished during life and committed themselves to lives of solitude. And as for music, there are more artists and genres than ever before. What's not to love?